Welcome to episode 27 of A Fighting Chance. I'm Jared. We've got Salvador the
Hello.
Garcia. Dude, the one and only. The one and only. Have you recovered from this past weekend of UFC 285?
Yeah, I moved on in like 20 seconds, actually. Like, as soon as the main event was over, I was just like, all right, guys, this is it. I don't like fights anymore. Good night. And then I just went to sleep. So
Yeah,
that was my weekend.
But your entire algorithm has just been filled with goat conversation of it's like a zoo has just infiltrated my internet and it's just talking about goats.
Dude, that's the first thing I have written down is John Jones is not the GOAT, I don't think.
All right, I like it. I like that. It's a hot take.
Just jumping right into it, to be honest.
I like it because it's against everybody's take right now.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody's just trying to get clicks. So we're going to go with John Jones isn't the GOAT to not get any clicks. I like this approach. This is nice.
And I'll back it up, too.
Okay.
Everyone's talking about, oh, my God, John Jones took off 3 years. He comes back, up a weight class, looks incredible, right? Submits the guy.
I've heard it.
There's this Frenchman, our French-Canadian man, that goes by George St. Pierre. That's his name. He did the same thing. And he took 4 years off. I think that guy's the GOAT.
Yeah, you do?
I think that... No PED usage that we know of.
Okay.
No arrests. None of that. Just, a clean guy who fought, at the highest level.
So we're saying the GOAT is boring.
I mean, GSP wasn't boring.
But I mean, he's a boring fighter. He's a boring guy outside the cage. You just said no PEDs, no arrests.
Yeah. He's not entertaining, I guess.
Maybe John's the lion then. Lions aren't boring.
But there's only one boat. The best
Who's
of all
the boat?
time. Tony Ferguson.
Dude, but okay, the thing is the John Jones, the title defenses. Was this like, how many was it? 15, 16?
Well, he has 15 title wins. It's not like
that's a
defenses,
lot.
technically.
Right, okay.
It is.
Well, how many does George St. Pierre have?
But, let's see.
Yeah.
Title
let's get
defenses
the
or
facts.
wins?
Title wins.
Because I feel like a lot of John's, resume is tainted just because of the supplement use.
Oh, come on. What are you talking about? What are you...
It is.
Nowitzki or... How?
Jeff Nowitzki?
Yeah. Is that who
What do you mean, how?
Yeah, who cares?
They weren't testing guys up until what, like 2013, 2014?
Yeah, but nobody really cares, though.
I mean, I wouldn't call him my GOAT. George St. Pierre has 9 title defenses. And then he won the belt 3. So he has 12 wins. So it's only a couple off of John.
Did George St. Pierre ever sub a guy in 2 minutes and 4 seconds in a heavyweight title fight after being on for 3 years?
No, but he beat the shit out of Michael Bisping for 4 rounds and then submitted him unconscious.
How many eyes did Michael Bisping have at that point?
Dude, enough.
I have no, because I can say this because I can't see. How many eyes did Bisping have?
This is an actual question.
These are my grounds.
Yeah.
This is my territory.
I know this area, brother. Back off.
I
don't know. I just feel like he has a cleaner
that matters, though.
legacy.
That does matter because last week Steven Peterson told me they wouldn't even sanction a fight for me. So if Michael Bisping can't get in there with both eyes and beat George St. Pierre, how's he going to beat him with one?
I don't think anybody was going to beat George St. Pierre. I mean, Johnny Hendricks was pretty close, but everybody has close fights.
I heard that was a Johnny Hendricks win.
Yeah, it probably was. It's just,
believe it or not, I went back and rewatched Reyes Jones last night.
Yeah. In the same way that probably should have gone to Reyes. I mean, I think the Johnny fight was. He definitely had I think he had a better case than the Reyes fight with John. But yeah, it's comparable.
Think Hendricks did? Hendricks was better? Really?
He was busted up at the end of that fight, dude. it looked like GSP had been in a car crash, and Johnny Hendricks was like, he's clean.
Oh, dude, I gotta go check out that.
Johnny
fight.
Hendricks also probably at that time was on a lot of steroids as well. Like, so.
Dude, what's up with you and the steroids, man? Who cares? Just go take that approach. Everybody is on something. How about that?
Yeah, but then it was even worse.
Yeah.
It was worse.
Steroids don't really do anything, though. Think about it like that.
Sure. That's some Jared Hare logic right there.
They don't do anything. Like it's like testosterone. Like if you take enough testosterone, it's basically the same thing as like protein powder and creatine.
Well, I'm not talking about testosterone. I'm talking about like performance enhancing, like the shit TJ took. The
EPO.
Yeah, like
dude, EPO.
taking stuff like that.
EPO is the same as like BCAAs.
I don't know what that is.
It's branch chain amino acids. It's like, you know, the building blocks of protein, and people like drink them in their energy drinks and stuff. It's basically the same thing as that.
I don't trust you on this for some reason. I feel like you're just saying stuff. Amino.
Yeah, but I said a bunch of nice words. And
Yeah.
I just lied about. I totally lied about the words, but
okay.
I did say the right words.
Right. Yeah, I think you just don't like TJ Dillashaw is all it is.
He's really talented.
He is. You should like him, bro. I mean, you're like technically a Cali guy, right?
What is that supposed to mean?
He's a Cali guy.
But what do you mean I'm a Cali guy?
Didn't you live there? Isn't it part of your history?
My ancestors came.
Yeah, it's
from
part of your
across the-
legacy.
No, yeah, dude, I'm a Cali guy. No, I'm not a Cali guy. I lived there for a little. I went to school there, and then I built a band, and
So that's significant.
I was an architect of musicians.
So I don't know. I just thought you were a Cali guy.
Okay, I'm a Cali guy.
Yeah. Or what do you? I mean, you identify with Chicago, Florida, or Cali?
I actually don't identify as anything.
Oh, you're non.
I'm a non-binary state liver.
Yeah, that's pretty great, man. I mean, titles suck, man.
Yeah, don't label me.
Yeah.
So I don't appreciate you labeling me. Back off.
Yeah.
What are you? Are you Florida? Are you Texas? Are you loyal to Puerto Rico? What you got going on?
I mean, I'm born and raised technically in not technically. Most of my life has been in Florida, but I really liked the time in Texas, so
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a Texan at heart.
Really?
Yeah.
When have you been back?
We visited a couple. Last time I went to Texas was 2018, so it's been a while. Or 2019, 2018, right before COVID.
Dude, with all the awesome people we've talked to on the San Antonio card, they should have thrown us some sweet
Yeah,
tickets
right?
front row.
I mean,
We got them views, man. We got them like at least 40 or 50 views.
dude, I'm talking 77 views peak. I mean, that's money.
The Steven Peterson almost died in Mexico. That one's almost at 200, and that's not just a short.
Yeah, you guys are starting to build us up. You know, it's pretty great. It's pretty nice. Appreciate
We're
it.
building them up.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's that.
Whatever that means.
But okay, John Jones, goat, not goat. I don't really care. I think the whole goat conversation is really annoying.
Yeah, I didn't like also how they were pushing it. Like the first thing that Rogan says in the octagon is like, you're 100 undisputed, the GOAT, greatest of all time.
He literally made goat noises.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if you're calling yourself the GOAT, it's not that cool. It's not that cool. Jordan never said he was a GOAT.
I don't like the whole thing, honestly. I liked the card a lot. The card was great.
Great card. Yeah.
I couldn't watch it until Sunday, which was really funny. I was at a wedding all weekend and literally turned my phone off around like 5 p.m. on Saturday. And anybody who was at the wedding who knew how into it I was, they actually respected my wishes and never brought it up to me.
Nice.
Like somebody came up to me like, "Oh, did you?" And I'm like, "No, don't do it." I was like, "Not here."
Your Leon Edwards head kicked them and they couldn't get it out.
I was about to drop some John Jones 12-6 elbows, and
you feinted a left jab and took one to the dome.
I was about to Bo Nickel knee him in the nuts. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, so watched it all Sunday. Literally treated my Sunday like it was a Saturday. Got my burritos on the way back from the wedding. It was on. Sat on the couch. Didn't realize you had to still buy the pay-per-view. That was interesting. But I know. I couldn't stream it. It was crazy.
That's rough.
But
That's rough.
you could fast forward, which was really cool.
Mm.
And so we
So you're
didn't
just
see the
speed running the fights.
I mean, that was kind of cool. We still watched all of the fights, but it's
Yeah.
amazing how much downtime there is in between them.
It's most of the card.
It's just downtime.
Yeah, and there was a lot of finishes on this one too. So like,
The card was great. Ian Gary almost got like totally knocked out. Like that was crazy. That was because I had such confidence. I was like, all right, this will be just a clinic, and then it's like, oh, he's down.
And then he did nothing else for the rest of the fight. That was it. They had that one moment, and then Ian Gary immediately took over again. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying Ian.
No.
Ian's genuinely a great
good.
fighter. Yeah.
He's good.
I know you don't like him, but that's okay.
I mean, he's not liking him doesn't change the fact that he's a good fighter.
Yeah.
I thought the Billy Strut thing was kind of cheesy at the end.
Billy Strut, what did he do? What is
He
that?
did like the Conor McGregor. It's like this move where he like flails his arms. It's like a WWE thing, and it's something like I don't look. It's not that I don't like him. It's almost like I want him to just find his own thing. Like be Ian Gary. Don't try to be Conor McGregor guy. Like you're a great fighter. You know, like you have all the makings to be your own star. You don't have to ride this guy's coattails.
Yeah, that's so funny you just said that. The new South Park that I just watched last night is all about there's a brand management company that's teaching everybody what their brand is to become successfully like popular and like an influencer.
Right.
And they'll like be like, all right. You're an angsty person who, nothing bothers you, and at the end of all of the words to describe them, it's victim. So it's like you're an outdoorsy person who likes to hunt, who's self-aware, victim.
Nice.
So once Ian finds his brand, he's gonna be totally good. But maybe his brand is, McGregor, Ireland, victim. Like that would be perfect.
I guess.
I don't know. I
guess.
But who else really impressed you?
Well, if we're going for like the obvious, Alexa Grasso. But I had her winning, to be fair. So I was like, oh my gosh, she did it. But I kind of felt like she was gonna do it anyway.
You want to hear something?
What's up?
I slept through that fight.
Really? That's the one that you. Ridiculous.
I know.
Ridiculous.
I don't know how it happens. I was literally totally awake. Walkouts. It was a really long weekend, man. Totally awake.
I mean, did you get any sleep between the wedding and the card?
No.
Oh, you literally just got home and watched it right away?
I mean, I slept that night. I slept Saturday night.
That's what I mean.
But there was a brunch on Sunday morning that was outside, and it was so hot.
It's the same people, like the wedding people?
Dude, the wedding started Friday. It was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There was 3 events.
That's wild.
It
3
was
events?
My speech was Friday night. I gave a speech. Yeah, I was the best man.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it really was like my wedding. Everybody was coming up to me telling me how great of a job I did.
Yeah.
I basically stole the show.
And they were like, dude, I've been watching you on a Fighting Chance. You're just killer, man. You're a real killer.
I wore a Fighting Chance shirt the whole time.
It's a custom tailored suit with the Fighting Chance logo on it.
I was just passing cards out. There was like 400 people there.
Every time you talk to someone at the end of the conversation, you're like, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and hit the notification bell for more.
I kept just putting people in rear naked chokes. And they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, check out the pod.
You have a fighting chance. Get out.
Yeah, fight the hand.
Yeah, man, that's what we do. It just makes you aggressive all the time. It's Pretty sick.
Oh, hey man, people there I think would like it. So
Yeah.
they're definitely fighters.
Well, to tie into we just talked about the John Jones stuff.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I guess we could talk about the card a little more because I think Amanda Hebus looked really, really good, and it didn't really get any hype.
It didn't, and I really like her.
She's
I thought
awesome.
She did a great job. Yeah, and Baby Shark, man, Tabitha Ritchie.
Yeah,
She did great as well.
yeah. I mean, like if you look at what Amanda did, she's coming in unranked. She's had a couple rough fights, right? She's fighting number 8 in the world, who just had a razor thin fight with the lady who's fighting for the belt later on in the night. And she comes in and pretty much just like washes her out. Like it wasn't super competitive at all. It was pretty dominant.
Yeah.
That's on a big card like this. It's super impressive. I'm excited to see how she looks next fight.
Yeah, she did great. Dude, Cameron Simon with the points again.
That was
Points,
rough, man. I was going for Mana on that one too.
Cameron's good.
Cameron is really good. That was a great matchup. They definitely knew what they were doing with that one.
Then there was the matchup of the two newcomers. It was the first fight of the whole card.
Dude, that's the only one I missed. My dad told me it was nuts.
High
Loic?
level.
Yeah.
High level. Like it was
I'd seen him
back and
fight.
forth.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a war. It really was.
I'd seen Loic fight in the PFL. But I didn't know that it would translate this well to the big stage.
They really shined under the lights.
Yeah. Great.
But and I think they're both Killcliff guys.
Really? 2 guys from the same gym had to fight each other?
I believe so.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah.
There's no one else that you could have found? It's not Ultimate Fighter, bro. There's seriously nobody else.
Yeah. I think, yeah, they really have respect for each other.
It's an odd choice. But I mean, hey, maybe that's why it was so good.
That one dude had more takedowns, I think, than anybody else in, like, all of 155's history. It was crazy. He had, like, 15 or something takedowns.
More than Khabib? Because Khabib has the most ever, and he was at 55 in a fight. Khabib had, I believe it was 12 or 13 against Abel Trujillo.
I think this guy had, like, 15 or something.
Are you serious?
Like, yeah. I mean, look it up. Call me crazy.
You're crazy.
Yes, but he had a lot of takedowns. He had, like, 3.
He had like 4 attempts or some shit. It's not that exciting.
He had a lot of takedowns.
Let me see.
Don't hold me to it. I can't even see the fight.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on.
I was eating a burrito.
Yeah. Dude, we really just got to get sponsored by some burrito people. Because, I mean,
Dude,
every weekend.
I only eat burritos from one place, and they've already sponsored me.
They have?
When Emily goes in there, they basically sponsor us. When she orders, sometimes they'll give it to her. Sometimes they'll give us the food for like, it's usually like $50. They've given her all of our food for like $20 sometimes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I don't think that's how sponsors work, but that's pretty cool. They're still charging you money, so it's not really a sponsor.
I don't need your attitude, Salvador.
It's like it's just less money, but you're still losing money there, bro.
I'm getting food.
He had 11 takedowns, so pretty close. You weren't far off.
I said 15.
You were not far off. This
All right,
dude Esteban Ribovic looks incredibly familiar.
Is he like? Are you guys related?
I don't know. I feel like I've seen him in my life at some point. But I don't know. I'm just losing it.
Did he? Does he work at the TCBY down the street?
TCBY?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
TCBY?
TCBY?
The ice cream place?
No, I don't know what that is.
Really? I think it's called TCBY.
Is that like common?
Yeah.
TCBY. Huh.
Dude, look it up.
I mean, I know about like...
It's like Dairy Queen.
I know like Menchie's.
Is
this the Menchie's of Orlando
yogurt.
or something?
No.
Yeah, this place says... I looked it up. It says TCBY frozen yogurt. They've been lying to you, Jared.
What do you mean?
You've been eating
Why, 'cause
frozen yogurt, my friend.
No, I don't even eat TCBY. I'm just saying it's popular.
Oh,
It's
no,
been around way longer than Menchie's.
It's yogurt. But I'm just saying that's what we have over here. I haven't seen
You mess around with Menchie's?
occasionally. It's fun. I mean, it's fun every once in a while to get like an absurd amount of gummy worms on something. But it's not like every weekend I'm going out there. It's also expensive.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say, man. To get like a good amount, it's way too expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, like
I don't
I
like
want to
that.
have a decent cup, and then you're gonna drop like $15 on
Yeah,
frozen yogurt.
yeah. Those things piss me off because I'm always loading it up with way too many toppings, and then they're like trying to charge me $15 for something that's gone in
Yeah.
like 50 seconds.
Bro, if you're not, then just go to like Publix and buy yogurt and freeze
That's why I shop at Big Lots.
it at Big Lots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. You ever
Dude,
get
just
your
make
candy
your
at
own
Big Lots?
Menchie's.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
What have you broken down the Jamie Pickett Bo Nickel tape?
Oh yes, so I did watch it.
Yeah.
I did honestly. I don't really see the knee. Like I literally did not. I keep trying to rewatch it to see where it is, and it doesn't look like anything happened.
Really?
It kind of just looks like, and that's not denying that he got hit in the nuts. I just literally have no clue what happened. It's like such an odd angle that you can't tell.
Have you watched like the slowed down freeze frame versions?
Yeah, that's the one I watched, but I didn't see it. It kind of, honestly, to me, it looks like he hit the inside of his thigh. I don't. Yeah.
All
I also don't really care that much. I mean, like this is gonna be such an insignificant fight in like the long scheme of his career.
Yeah, but not. What about in Jamie Pickett's career?
That was Jamie Pickett's career.
That's really mean.
I'm,
That's
I mean-
that's a low blow. Jamie Pickett's got children, dude.
yeah.
That's the low blow, was
Yeah.
what you said.
I mean,
Book him on the show.
I tried to, and he
Oh,
stood me
really?
up on an interview.
Oh, I really.
Yeah. He like agreed. We had a date, time, everything.
Maybe.
But
you
I'm sure
didn't
he's
get
a
him
nice
enough-
fellow. Who knows? I'm sure he's busy.
Maybe you should have taken him to Menchie's.
Offer like I could give you $15. Go get yourself some Menchie's. Come on the show.
You want to talk nut shots? We'll get you some gummy worms.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he seems
I'm sure he's a
It
nice
seemed
guy.
like- he had a good base, dude. Good base on that stance. And then the nut shot brought his legs right in.
I mean, I don't think anybody was gonna beat Bo Nickel that night. He looked like a tank. He didn't even finish the head and arm choke like properly. It was just strength. He was essentially just squeezing him so hard at like an awkward angle that he tapped. But it wasn't even like a proper submission, and he tapped him.
But who knows if he could have even taken him down without the nut shot.
He probably would have taken him down. Come on.
I just don't like probablys. Probablys don't work
Yeah.
for me. Not
You're
when it's
just-
somebody's career on the line.
Of course.
Who's got children.
right.
Yeah, I'm all about the kids, man.
I know. I mean, yeah. For sure.
For sure, men.
Let's see. I got some stuff written down here for us.
What you got?
Some cool points. Some cool talking points.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, where does Tom Aspinall fit into all of this?
Don't do this to me.
Because think about it.
Uh-huh.
John Jones, really great, right? The one thing that he's probably going to have over everybody is the wrestling and the grappling. Tom Aspinall has the wrestling and the grappling. I think that should be, obviously not next because of the Stipe thing, but I think that needs to happen at some point.
He's still recovering.
He's coming close. I saw something recently that he's pretty close to like getting back into a camp.
Back into a camp or back into like
A
standing?
camp, like getting ready to fight soon.
Really?
I mean, these guys are built different, dude. They're like, especially that guy. That guy's massive.
Yeah, he's so massive that he tore something in his leg when he stepped back.
Yeah.
That's how massive he is. Okay, so here's the problem. He's gonna need a fight before he fights the champion after the last thing.
Rebook Curtis Blades.
Okay, Curtis Blades is fighting Sergey.
Okay, book Tom Aspinall versus Sergey Pavlovich.
Well, Curtis Blades is already fighting Sergey.
Right.
So
After.
Okay, but no. Okay, so let's say Sergey wins that.
That's what I'm saying.
Tom versus Sergey.
I'm saying Sergey is gonna win that fight, and
Okay.
I think that then you do him versus Tom.
You can't though. You can't just take Tom and put him in over Sergey after Curtis technically got that win.
No,
against
it's
Tom.
not putting him over Sergey. It's making him fight
No.
Sergey.
I'm sorry. I meant putting him over Curtis because technically Curtis got the win against Tom.
Technically, schmechnically. Technically, that's the big word. He didn't win. I mean, they said he won, but he didn't do anything in the fight to win. And he'd say the same thing himself, I'm sure. Like he didn't, they didn't fight. They threw some right hands real quick, and then he stepped back and he hurt his knee. But
All right. Here's a different question. Because I agree with what you're saying, but here's the different question. After John's next fight against Stipe, like, you really think that John's going to want to stick around? I know he's got more fights on the contract, but I'm saying stick around to fight people like Sergey and to fight Tom Aspinall?
I'm saying it should happen. I'm not saying it will. I don't know if
the
he
next fight
Yeah.
would be Sergey. And I don't think John's going to stick around to fight Sergey.
fight Sergey. No. I want to see that matchup because I feel like he's the guy that could take him out.
Yeah, I want to see that as well. I think it's an awesome fight.
As scary as Sergey is, I could see John figuring out ways how to beat him.
Avoid that.
Alistair Overeem basically laid out the blueprint for how to beat Sergey. And John studies tape. He's not dumb, I'm sure they'd figure out something. But Tom is a whole other... just on the grappling alone, that's a real big case to crack.
But Tom's got to get through Sergey first to get to John.
I think he can do it. I think if there's anybody, it's Tom Aspinall.
He's fast.
Yeah. And he's
That's for
really
sure.
British. He's really British.
He's actually one of the British guys that I really like.
Yeah, he's cool. He's a solid guy.
Yeah. I like him, and I like Mark Goddard a lot.
Mark Goddard. That guy's pretty awesome, that guy.
No, but I used to be I used to be totally against him. I've completely changed
I know.
my tune just in the last
I
6
actually
months.
like Mark Goddard. I don't know why you didn't like Mark Goddard. I never understood that.
I told you, man. I stick fully with the MMA guru with every thought he has. So, yeah, I'm a loyal soldier in that regard.
Sure.
But the last 6 months, he's been he gets all of the top fights to now ref.
yeah.
If you think about it, he's reffing all of the
Issy Pereira.
yeah, seriously, all of the belt fights are him at this point.
He's also a massive human being.
Yeah, well, he's got some fights in his
Yeah.
in his past. Is he massive?
He's probably 6'2", 6'3", yeah. Big
Really?
guy.
Yeah. Does he pull people apart when they're not doing much?
I don't know, dude.
Valentina?
Oh, that was
Dude,
him.
that was Jason Herzog, and he was doing that a lot on 285.
Yeah, that one was a little odd. Yeah, it was a little odd. But she wasn't. It was a dominant position.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't doing too much damage, which is how you could justify him standing them up.
Yeah.
But it took a while for her to get that position.
He was
I don't
doing
know
that
it.
for Jalen Turner and Gamrot as well.
Yeah, dude, that fight was so frustrating to watch. I don't know what happened to Jalen. He looked real on in the first couple, maybe first round and a half, and then he's just wasn't pulling the trigger. But he was hurting him every time.
Yeah, he was dangerous the whole fight.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you got to give a lot of credit to Gamrot for fighting through that and getting it done.
He's a warrior, as he says.
For sure.
Yeah. I was I had one parlay that I made on which was fun because I made it like a few hours before the fight started at the wedding, and then turned my phone off, so I didn't even know what happened. And it was cool because I was watching the whole card. I made like an $8 parlay on 10 fights, and because I wasn't gonna be like live betting or anything, and I'm watching the entire card, and literally it gets to Jalen Turner, and that was the one that knocked me out. And the only fights that I missed out of the entire thing were Jalen and Valentina. Everything else I was good for.
Should have listened to me on that Valentina one, man.
I mean, it wouldn't have mattered at that point.
Yeah, but moral victory.
Good for you. Good for you.
You only missed one of them instead of two of them.
That would have actually been worse. I don't like that feeling even worse than this thing too.
I'd rather have a blowout loss than like a game winner.
I was listening to the MMA hour of their bet recap that GC he'll read bets that were sent in, like slips from listeners of crazy parlays that hit. And I heard something that this was on Monday's show, and I cannot get over it. He was sent a slip of a 5-fight parlay. Have you heard this yet or no?
No, I don't watch the MMA hour like that segment.
Cool. Well, this segment is worth it for just based off of last weekend. He was sent a slip of a dude who bet on 5 fights as a 5-fight parlay. Mm-hmm. It was here was the parlay. It was Bo Nickel submission round 1. No, I'll save that one for the last. Bo Nickel submission round 1. Cody Garbrandt's money line. It was Alexa Grasso submission round 4. Rodriguez round 2, I believe. TKO, I think is what it was. Or I think it was round 2. And John Jones submission. It was a plus 39 million.
What?
$1 won him $370,000.
Wait, you said started saying Alexa. Did he predict Alexa too?
He predicted Alexa round 4 submission specifically.
What?
Dude, I'm not kidding.
He got $300,000 off of $1.
Off of $1. And the craziest part was he made 2 bets. The other bet was everything that I just said minus the John Jones submission. So $1 on the so before he even got to the last fight, $1 had already won him $70,000.
Damn.
And then it gets to the last fight and he cashes another $370,000.
That dude 100% got blackout drunk that night.
Dude, he's a wizard. Like that's
crazy.
But to be able to call all of that, I mean, I get like Bo Nickel submission.
Yeah,
round
I mean
1.
the Alexa round 4 submission is kind of crazy.
Isn't that, dude? That's the one that just makes me go, "What are you doing?" Like, and it was so funny because I was telling David, I go, "Listen to this," and David's like, "Wait, why don't we ever do that? Like, why don't we ever bet on the specifics of what happens in fights?" I go, "What? What are you talking about? We can't even get who's winning."
I mean, maybe we gotta listen. Didn't he win he hit a parlay the other day, right? I mean, he's got more luck than us.
Yeah, like a plus 700, not a plus 39 million. Plus 39 million.
Yeah. Dude, what?
$1.
This is I think this is a nice little segue into our it's a newer segment, you know. We're kind of
trying it out.
We're testing it out, but I think it's time for
Blind Dog Bets.
Hey, welcome to Blind Dog Bets. I'll be your host, Jared. The Blind People Watcher, Hera. The Blind Dog Bets guy. What do we have? We got some stuff coming up. We got some Bellator this weekend. We've got some boxing this weekend, and we've got the UFC. Oh, and there's a slap boxing, I believe, whatever that's called.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you can bet on that. Don't bet on that. But We do have Piotr Jan against Merab Dvalishvili. Is that how you? Whoa.
Wow. That was nice. You got the little W in the Dishwali. Yeah, that was nice.
Dude, I've never tried to do that. I've always avoided that at all costs.
Yeah.
With
That was pretty
that
nice.
being
That was
said,
slick.
you know what? Take Merab Dvalishvili because I can say his name now against Piotr Jan because I know Sal wants Piotr Jan to win.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. 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 There you go.
Okay. Co-main.
Co-main, dude. Who else is even on this card?
Dude, we got the Alexanders. We got Alexander Volkov facing Alexander Romanov.
Really?
Yeah. I know this
Oh,
is your
wow.
segment, but I feel like this is a pretty easy one.
I'm going Romanov.
Yeah, dude.
What are his odds? Because
I'm looking on the
probably-
UFC website. He's a minus
He's probably a
165.
oh really?
Yeah, which is not as high as I thought.
Dude, I would have thought he would have been a minus 400.
Yeah, that dude is scary.
Honestly, sell your house right now and put it on Alex Romanov.
Yeah.
Like that's the go-to move. And parlay it with Merab Dvalishvili to get an nice juicy parlay. I bet, dude, that'd be like a plus 250 right there.
Well,
Put
and
those
check
two
out
together.
this fight. I normally wouldn't mention the third fight down, but Nikita Krylov in Ryan Spann was a main event a couple weeks ago. That's on this card.
Oh, it is on this card.
And
All right,
Ryan Spann is the underdog.
dude. So Ryan Spann, Merab Dvalishvili, and Alexander Romanov. That's the parlay right there. Blind Dog Bets. We will see you next time.
I turned it down.
Dog bets.
Dude, that's a great parlay. I don't care what you say.
I mean, that was actually a lot better than last week's. Last week, I think like all of them were wrong. You got Jeff Neal, Jalen Turner.
You had Jeff Neal. I didn't actually think Jeff Neal was going to win.
Bro, you said it on camera. There's a clip out on the internet that you're like, you know what?
Fake news.
Just
fake
take Jeff
news.
Neal. That's what you said. Quote.
He still got paid his bonus, even though he missed weight by 5 pounds. That's
Yeah,
how hard he fought.
Dana
That's
said
how
that
hard
like
he
8
fought.
times.
Yeah. Dude, there was 2 cards ago, the last Apex card, the
Brendan
Aaron
Allen.
Blanchfield. Aaron Blanchfield, yeah.
Oh, Aaron Blanchfield.
No, you're probably right. It was Brendan Allen. He gave every single person who had a finish a bonus on that card.
That's what he should do.
I know,
There's-
but think about all the times fighters have had finishes and they don't get their bonus and then they have to watch that.
Yeah. Well, they should do that every card. That should
I
be
agree.
like, just if you got to finish, congratulations, you did your job.
Yeah. I
like
agree.
that.
I'm sorry I didn't do well. I'm sorry I picked Jeff Neal. I'm sorry that I picked Jalen Turner. I just
You did give a disclaimer though at the end yeah.
in that plus 39 million, it was a Shavkat submission round 3.
Stood as a wizard.
Yeah, it was literally, it had Alexa Grasso round 4 submission, Shavkat round 3 submission, Bo Nickel round 1, Cody Garbrandt, and then John Jones submission.
Dude, that might be the greatest parlay ever. Because think about it. Like, there's cool sports parlays. But, like, a lot of that, you know, you could stat pad a rebound and you get it. Like, to predict how a fight is going to, how another person is going to hurt another person to the extent
the
of them getting
round?
Yeah, like, that's crazy.
And then to have enough confidence to be like, I know how 5 of them are going to happen. Let's put them all together. I mean, I know he only put $1 on it, but to do that and to walk away with $300,000, that's as good as like Shiba Inu's coin, like going to the moon. Like that's that kind of like, that's that
Wow,
kind
dude.
of blast off. That's like crypto, man. He
Yeah,
invested in
dude.
crypto, but invested in his own brain.
Crypto.com, official crypto of the UFC.
Buy some Doge. Buy a fighting chance coin.
Yeah. We kind of, I mean, next weekend, or sorry, this weekend, Peter Yan is fighting, as we just mentioned. And I just saw this pretty interesting stat that I hadn't even realized. But Petr Yan is 1-3 in his last 4.
Kind of.
Isn't that pretty crazy?
That really is. So
Think about where he was before all of this. It didn't look like anybody was going to be Petr Yan.
right. Yeah, and Sean O'Malley. I mean, we all know how. Like watching that, it felt like everybody thought Piotr won.
I still think he did. Despite what Joe Rogan will repeatedly say.
Dude, Joe Rogan only talks about people who are injured in fights. Like that's all that he
His
does.
leg is destroyed right now.
It's literally all he does.
And you could tell the other commentaries kind of like, okay, Joe, that's great. That's
Yeah, I
one
feel like
factor of the entire fight, dude.
I'd be so good if it was only Anik.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be fine with just John Anik being the.
Well, John Anik doesn't bring any like high, fight IQ.
Okay,
to
no,
the
you're right.
table.
I'm sorry, John Anik and Dominic Cruz. That's all I need.
Actually, no. My perfect commentary lineup is Paul Felder, John Anik, and Lorisenko. Or Lorisenko and Michael Bisping are interchangeable.
Dude, Dominic Cruz is way more high level and technical with his description of things. and
Yeah,
detail.
but he doesn't like. I think he's too technical to the point where like he won't consider that there's other factors. Like I mentioned it last week, the Dustin fight. They were like, they were heavy on he's gonna gas, but you have to remember that this is Dustin Poirier. As much as he's gonna gas or whatever, you can never count him out of a fight. He's got something beyond cardio. He's got that dog in him, and it's just like he fixates on the super technical aspects. I think so much that he kind of loses sight of there's other stuff in the fight that.
So
that affects
can't we do Dominic Cruz, Paul Felder, and John Anik as the greatest trio?
But not a lot of guys have great like chemistry with John Anik or with Dominic Cruz.
Nobody has good chemistry with Bisping.
What are you talking about?
Who has good
Lorisenko
chemistry?
and Michael Bisping? Paul Felder and Michael Bisping?
No.
Yeah.
You think Paul Felder and Michael Bisping have good chemistry?
Yeah. There's nothing.
Only because Paul Felder's a Philly dude, and Philly dudes are just cool guys to hang out with.
Exactly. There's good chemistry.
That is the meaning of that.
Yeah. Thank you for explaining my point.
Yeah, but he doesn't mean it, is my point.
I mean, that's
He's just being a nice guy.
exactly. I think Dom gets a little too full of himself sometimes on the booth when like really you're there to entertain and obviously educate the fans, but
But Michael Bisping takes away the education.
I think he has a good balance. He's a champion. He was a former champion, so he's definitely knowledgeable. And there's times where he is very knowledgeable. And then he's really funny. Like he brings a good energy to the broadcast that Cruz kind of like, It's almost like Cruz doesn't get it. It's like it's the kid that you're making jokes and he's like really angry and he takes it too serious. He takes it literally.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But okay.
But it's like calm down a little bit, guy. Like we're just having fun.
Yeah, I do know what you mean. I like Cruz. Has Bisping really made you laugh though? You called him fun.
All the time.
Really?
That's what I'm saying. I love watching Bisping. I love hearing Bisping's commentary.
Chael makes me laugh.
Chael would
Chael
be
made
awesome
me-
as a commentator.
Dude, Chael made me laugh so hard on Flagrant.
I got to see the rest of it. I saw the part where he's talking about how he was a bank robber or something like that.
Dude, all of those clips were the best clips that I clicked on this entire week.
Yeah.
Like I clicked on clips of him talking about making $8.8 million against Silva. I clicked on clips of being a bank robber, about how he had never drank alcohol and he was a virgin before he met his wife, but he did PEDs and robbed banks. Like these clips were crazy. They were
Dude,
amazing.
He completely outwitted a room of comedians.
100%.
I've never seen them look that kind of like they looked lost. They didn't even know how to.
They just kept saying, "Are you telling the truth?"
Yeah, they had no clue, and he'll never crack.
Yeah.
He'll never crack.
No, he's undisputed. Best of all time.
I mean,
Undefeated.
he didn't lose. He thought he lost a round. You know.
Yeah.
That's
No,
what
it
I thought
really
he-
was amazing. I think Chael would be great doing UFC commentary.
I know he does Bellator commentary sometimes.
Yeah, but that's just all Big John and
Yeah.
that other guy,
Something.
Josh
Josh Smith.
Josh Thompson.
No, I know you're talking about that. They tried to sign him in the UFC, and they were like, "Oh, he's just like Bellator Joe Rogan." And now he's doing in WWE. I think he was good. I liked him. Jimmy, I think his name was
Yeah, Jimmy.
Jimmy. I don't remember, but yeah. Also, I have something else here. The other half of the main event. I don't know if you remember this, but Merab came from the Dana White's Looking for a Fight series. And the dude that he beat on that episode is Rafion Stotts.
Oh, really?
The one loss that Rafion Stotts has on his record is a knockout loss to Merab on the Dana White Looking for a Fight show.
Merab knocked him out?
He knocked him out, dude. That's how Merab got his contract.
Oh, damn. I didn't.
And I remember watching that fight, but I had no clue that was Rafion. Like, yeah. I thought that
Is
was
that
pretty
one of Merab's
trippy.
only knockouts on his record?
Let me see.
Mr.
Because didn't Merab
Dvalishvili?
knock out Marlon?
Did he?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I mean,
Are you
Like
talking about like flush knockout or TKO?
yeah. I'm talking about a flush knockout.
Oh, I think that was it. Yeah,
Wow. But he actually knocked him out?
he knocked him out. Yeah,
Wow.
I just thought that was pretty. It's a cool.
So what happens here? Okay, honestly, I know you think Piotr's gonna win, but if Merab wins, he's got like one more fight before a title fight.
I think if you beat Piotr Jan, you're pretty much there.
Right,
Which-
but we got Sanhagen and and Cheeto coming up. He's definitely gonna have to get one more, because you've also got O'Malley, you've got
Well, yeah.
now
Why-
Henry Cejudo and Aljo.
I mean, like the quality of the win. If
Right.
it wasn't as crowded as it is right now, you beat Piotr Jan regardless of the losses that he's had recently. That's a title shot. He's a former champion. Rarely is seeing a fight where he gets washed out. I mean, it's pretty. A lot of people thought he won his last fight. And then it's even trickier because he's training partners with Aljo. And then you got like Cejudo saying that he's gonna fight, but Aljo saying that that's not happening and that he's gonna fight Sean. So like that whole situation right now at 35 is silliness. I guess is the only word.
It's a good word.
Yeah, and then Corey and Cheeto next weekend,
Not next weekend.
or is it the weekend after?
Yeah, next weekend's
Leon.
London. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! I watched the fight today.
Yeah.
And when he knocked him out, dude, I literally got chills. And I've seen
You
this hundreds of times already.
You watched the whole fight?
I didn't watch the whole fight. I watched the last round.
Oh, dude, I need to watch the whole.
I literally
I need
got
to watch the whole
chills.
thing.
Like
Yeah.
you hear them talking. They're like, he may have what is it? I forgot the
The guy's name?
no, what DC said.
Oh.
Like he may have relinquished himself to a decision loss. Like he already in his mind they're talking about he gave up. That you need to just go for it if you're gonna lose anyway. And then John is like, but that's not the cloth from which he's cutting. Boom. If that's not the greatest moment of all time, I don't know what is, dude. I mean,
I need to check it out again because it was probably my happiest moment of all last year, and I got married last year, so
you had a major life moment, and Leon Edwards topped that, dude.
yeah,
That's how nasty that was.
marrying Emily is like a solid number 2.
It's like right there, bro. But I mean,
Yeah, close.
dude,
It was close.
I'm so excited for this fight that I've been trying not to think about it
I know what you mean.
because I'm
And you
like
got
I'm nervous.
Got Gaethje physique right before it.
Oh, it's a good card too. There's other fights on there. Check it out real quick.
I'm sure is Makayev on it. I'm sure he is.
I don't think so. because
Really?
they haven't been able to get him a fight.
Oh.
That is happening with him and Umar right now. Where like they're begging for a fight, but okay,
I haven't heard anything, dude. I'd get in there.
this is weird. But Joanne Wood versus Luana Carolina is the third fight from the top.
In London?
Yeah, and then Marvin
What?
Vettori versus Roman Dolidze is fourth.
That doesn't
This-
make any sense.
This card looks like unfinished. Okay, Makayev is on it.
Who's he fighting?
Jafel Filio.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. This card's not. It's all right. Your favorite Juliana Miller is fighting
Oh no.
from The Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I take it back. Minus the top two fights, this card is all right. But I think that those top two fights kind of make up for.
How is Joanne Wood though number 3 on the card?
I don't know. It might also because I'm looking at it on Google. It might be wrong.
That sounds like Vittori should be in that spot.
Yeah. But I feel like this close to the event, they should already have their bout order.
Do you think
correct.
Vittori has a chance against Elite? This might be
He's-
one of those
he's
like
really
100%
tough.
for me.
He's a tough guy.
Yeah.
And I think that that actually gets him pretty far. The fact that he's like, guys just can't finish him, so it looks like he's in closer fights than he is.
Yeah.
But Roman Dolidze, just on momentum alone, is like another level. Yeah, I got Roman.
We saw him live.
We did. That was nasty.
Who was that against? Oh, Jack Hermanson?
That was Jack Hermanson, yeah.
Ooh.
That's not an easy fight either. It's just
No, but he made it easy.
he did.
He really did.
And that was like just a couple weeks after he freaking demolished Phil Haas, which is also not easy. I mean, pretty impressive run for Roman right now.
You know what's interesting though? He's been doing so well, but I feel like to get a really big fight after this is going to be difficult. Like I feel like Bo Nickel
Yeah.
would have to beat like 3 guys to get as big of a fight as Roman.
Yeah, that middleweight's another one where it's weird right now at the top.
It was also just not that popular.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, after this one, I think if he beats Marvin, you do Dricus versus Roman Dolidze. Because realistically, as much as Dricus wants to say, give me the title shot now, they're not going to give him the title shot now. Because who knows what's going to happen with Izzy Pereira. Rob's still in there. Rob could get a title shot at any moment. So that's at least 2 fights. Like, you're going to have to fight soon, dude, if you don't want to sit on the shelf for a year and a half.
Or shit.
Or
Either
shit
way.
on the shelf, yeah.
What number is Marvin?
Marvin's number 4. So 4 versus 5 matchup is pretty common. And
What's Roman?
number 8.
Okay.
No, that's pretty fair. Dricus
Yeah.
is number 6. Paulo Costa's still in there, but we don't know what's going on with Paulo Costa. Jared Cannonier, maybe you want to do something with him.
What number is he? 3?
3. I don't know. How is Paulo Costa number 5?
That's really weird, dude.
Like, he had a good win, but I mean,
When? Against Luke?
yeah, I'm saying it was a good win, but it literally had, like, that should
It
not
didn't
have kept him at number 5.
It didn't mean anything. Luke wasn't even ranked.
Okay, this is crazy. Paulo Costa, all of his wins in the UFC, not a single person is in the UFC of his wins. They're all retired or out of the organization.
Take him out of the top 5. Like
And
he can't be in the top 5.
And don't get me wrong, I love Paulo Costa. He's probably one of my favorite fighters, but 5 is ridiculous. I mean,
He shouldn't be in top 10.
if you want to have him at 10, whatever, you have him at 10. But like top 5 in the world, like you could give him a title shot right now is basically top 5. What that means.
What's
mean-
Sean Strickland?
Sean Strickland's number 7. Dude, you know what? Do Sean Strickland versus Dricus du Plessis.
I heard that that's actually being talked about.
Is that really?
I think so.
I heard Costa and Strickland, but
I heard that. Yeah. Yeah.
but they're both saying that they don't. They're like saying they want to take the fight, but it's not happening. So I don't know. I also don't understand what Paulo Costa says half the time. It's like all nonsense, and there's
Dude,
some
he's been
stuff
working
that
on
makes
his
sense.
English. Cut him some
No,
slack.
when he types like on Twitter, like his tweets literally make no sense. When he speaks, it's fine, but whatever he's writing is not English. I don't know what it is. Here, I'm gonna read one out for you. You're gonna understand
Please
what
do.
I'm talking about.
Blew my mind.
It's crazy. You're gonna be like, "What? How do you?" Okay.
How do you survive?
Yeah. But how do you think this?
How do you have kids?
Yeah. Well,
I don't
what?
even know if he does or not.
Okay. So you saw the clip of Sean Strickland on Schmo, right?
Yeah, I love how Sean Strickland says Smo, not the Schmo.
Okay. So this is in response to that clip. Paulo says, "We're trying so hard, fight you, but UFC thinks he's easy fight. As you know, I'm in last fight of contract, so they want someone to beat me. Hunter doubts you can. I'll suggest you try to convince. He thinks you're not tough enough. I'll be praying for this. Allah shallah, shut up, MFer."
Interesting.
Yeah.
You're right. He does speak better than types.
It's weird.
Yeah. He might be drunk.
He is probably drunk.
Yeah, it sounds like he's drunk when he's typing that.
I think it's beyond might be. I think it's almost like guaranteed that he is drunk.
I mean, yeah, he's probably having some of that wine
Yeah.
from that Izzy fight. It's the
I
same
mean, I
bottle.
guess when you're Paulo Costa, you can do that, you know?
Yeah, he's of age. It's true.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Are we gonna? And we're gonna get our sweet guest on at another time.
Yeah, it's looking like it. We had some, scheduling issues, but
That's all
I'm
good.
sure
That's all
we'll
good.
get it rebooked.
I do want to announce to our fans that we have quite the guest coming on,
Oh yeah.
and we're gonna be rescheduling that because of
Dude.
he's in quite a heavy duty fight camp right now for an amazing fight coming up. So breaking news coming soon.
I just got two more things if you wanna
Yeah, of course.
talk about and wrap it up. I know this is maybe before you started watching, but Kron Gracie is returning. He had a pretty cool rise and then just kind of disappeared. But he's fighting Charles Jourdain. It's gonna be a
Really?
fun fight. Yeah.
How old is he?
Kron?
Yeah.
Kron is maybe like mid-30s, 34.
What happened to him?
He was on a nice little run. He fought
Uh-huh.
good guys. And then Cub Swanson happened.
Beat him?
And Cub Swanson beat his ass for 5 rounds. Or for
Okay.
for 3 rounds. And then
And that
that was in October 12th, 2019, and then silence up until now. And they announced the fight.
what?
Yeah.
And he's going up against Charles Jourdain?
Hell of a fight to come back to. And I guess actually now that I'm looking at he only had 1 fight or 2 fights in the UFC, so I'm remembering it wrong. But he's so credentialed, like prior to fighting MMA, that it felt, I guess it felt like more. But
With jiu-jitsu?
he submitted Alex Caceres. Then his next fight was Cub Swanson. He got whooped and then just kind of disappeared for a while.
This is a horrible fight to come back to.
I don't think
Jourdain
so, dude.
You don't?
Yeah. Well, if we're looking at last fight, Nathaniel Wood, was it Nathaniel Wood?
Yes.
Nathaniel Wood got Charles Jourdain down really easy, and Nathaniel Wood has good ground game, but he's not a grappler. And Kron is probably one of the highest level dudes in the game. So I think if he can get it down, it's over. It's pretty much a wrap.
But we're talking like 4 years.
3. I mean, it's not like he wasn't training. I'm sure he was, training, but he just hasn't fought. Hey, look at John Jones. He just got fat for 3 years and came back and won the belt.
But you know what I got to say about this one?
Yeah.
Come on, Karan.
You can't keep doing this. You can't just do this every time and then like it's not gonna land. And last thing I have, because we just mentioned him, Nick Diaz says he wants to fight as soon as possible, and they're talking about Nick Diaz versus Paulo Costa.
I'm good with that.
You're good with that happening,
Yeah.
is what you're saying.
Yes.
Well, you're an evil human. And I think we could just thank you guys for tuning in. Ridiculous.
Please like, subscribe, share with your friends, ring the bell for notifications, and we will see you next time.
Peace.